As I mentioned, the travel range for the impact combat allows you to adapt many of the principles and concepts from other striking systems and other striking tools. One of the most efficient tools out there is the tactical baton, whether it's in a closed position or it's in an extended position. The whole idea is, of course, to execute the weapon, acquisition and deployment, and then you have your stroking and your striking patterns. Most of the patterns are drawn from Filipino martial arts or other systems that have impact weapons contained within their teaching criteria. Kevin, if you want to come on in. How you doing today, brother? All right? All right. So one of the things on the Filipino arts is definitely defanging or destroying the attacking weapon. Say a punch comes in. That's right. One of the things we're looking at is striking the arm or striking the attacking weapon, whether it's on a backstroke, a forward stroke. If it was like a downward body shot, there's a downward hit in here. If he punches inside with his left, you can see the pari or the fanning of the technique, sometimes called abanico, opening his line so that I can execute a strike in or down into the rib cage, into a lock, that type of thing. That's one of the benefits of the tactical baton. It allows you to have an extension tool, but at the same token, it is still a steel pipe. And the benefits of this is sometimes it's cumbersome by carry. One of the other tools that I like to utilize is a small mag light. Punch comes in again. Go ahead. I can work it off as a cover here and a strike, or just an independent strike also to pass. So anything you can hit, you can also hook or move. And sometimes when you hit it, of course he's going to follow that hang, then you check it. That would open the next line up. He throws that, and you can see I can come back up, hit, strike, detour any kind of an attack that he might want to come into. Even if he leaded with a grab, and he started to knee spike me, I could definitely hit that, use this as a clearing line, and then go to my striking with a little bit of puño, or the base of the stick, with a flashlight at the base. I can use that as a hooking to allow me to lock. So there's a lot of little implements that we can use out there. This could be just as easily applied as the short stick. Sometimes it's definitely a kubaton, but at the same token, it's just a small striking tool, has a place for your keys, therefore it also acts as a keychain. Same movements come into the game. He strikes, I use an outside movement, like an outside block in karate. He comes in again, I use an inside movement, directing that energy downward. You can see where my position comes in. I can use this to lock or to control him to position him in for striking, foot traps, or checking. If I press the body this way, he's got to come off with the spinning elbow or a spinning motion, and I'm in a good position to hook that or to strike that and control that as well. A lot of theories and concepts come with this curriculum. Most importantly, what I try to do is connect the systems. I'm not trying to project one system or the other. The whole idea is to take the concepts of defang the snake or destroy the attacking weapon and then apply it accordingly. Let me add a couple more things here. This is called the dula in the Philippines. It's wood, but it's definitely pointed on both sides. So you have the ability to strike on either side. When Kevin comes in with his jab, oh, there he is, cross. See, right from the inside part, he throws the next motion. I can come straight across, and you can see there again the motions that you could execute. Even just the pressure point of the tip allows you to have a good pain compliance, and at the same token, start moving your man where you want him to move him. The stinger. This is developed by a close friend of mine. Nobody really knows what the stinger is. But all you're doing is holding it here, and at the same token, you can kind of see the reference of a push dagger. So it works real good for the straight punching. When he comes in, I can use a regular pari and hit with that, then in return. If he checked my hand, I just grab, and then there again, hit again, or at the same token, at any point in time, it doesn't take much, right? At any point in time, I can use this as a controlling maneuver. Just stepping back a little bit as he starts to throw a slow front kick. driving that straight down in. Of course, that's enough to hit bone. One of the key things is impact weapons seek bone. Muscle tissue is fine to knot and control, but at the same token, if your life's in danger or you feel that the threat is severe enough, impact weapons seek bone and edged weapons seek flesh. So, on that regard, here's the travel wrench mounted with the keys. I use a deflection. Now, I can strike out with the keys and do a certain amount of damage. It doesn't take much coming across the face to definitely rake, destroy, or deter a specific individual if he decided to attack. First I have my weapon, my impact weapon, then I have my slashing or my stroking. There again, as you see in that last maneuver, is a figure 8. So with that in mind, we can use just about anything here on the table. At the same token, you can have a training knife or a cheap knife. This one's been dulled. Oh, well, yeah, it has. This one's been dulled for specifically training. I use it in counter-grappling strategies and counter-grappling training. Also for self-defense and the training mode. So a lot of times with the clip, it's easily deployed. You use it like an impact weapon. If you have to, you can go to edge position. But what I'll do is I'll show some of the concepts and theories, how they relate to the travel wrench. Then I'll relate them back to the edged weapon as an acceleration of force. Just as a quick reference here, even the cane, any kind of an impact weapon has value. And one of the theories and the concepts we work on is the defanging or destroying the attacking weapon. So if a punch was coming through, I could deflect it off the hip, come through, get to my lock, or I could come back in and use this as a double striking tool, leg catchers, maneuvers to hook and control the body and control the arm, come inside, hook and control the neck into body throws. But there again, it's a simplified tool for self-defense that's easily utilized in a multitude of functions. If he throws his punch, I can parry his punch and still come up right in underneath, grab the groin, or come up underneath, hit the chin. Now from there I can distance off and I have a longer weapon, or I can close to fulcrum strikes. Again, easily switching weapons ends, or going to a thrust, to a hit, to a stroke, to a thrust, then utilizing the hooking to control and maneuver wherever I want him to go. One last tool is a common everyday belt, and this is just considered a flexible weapon. You can utilize it on an extension line, whereas Kevin would throw the punch. I would parry, trap the arm, move inside for the locking. At the same token, I still have capability to strike off this. Or I could wrap it up and use it as a flailing tool. So if Kevin comes in, I can flail and hit, strike through, and strike across. This could just be a knotted rope. It doesn't have to be anything exceptional. And if you've got that gangster look and your pants are down here, I'd suggest keeping the belt on. Even just a flick with the belt or any kind of a snapping motion towards the face is enough to deter a person. And really, if you've obstructed his vision, a quick kick to the shin, and you can get out of there. And that's what's most important, is safety. Safety with your family and your partners and your friends, and then evade or avoid the physical conflict as much as possible and move on with the rest of your life. Okay, moving on.